everybody, I am back home now from TFCON 2024, the Toronto TFCON, and it's just outside Toronto in Mississauga, Ontario, and I love it, of course. This was my 10th TFCON that I've ever gone to, and if you hear a cat running or meowing, that's because we got cats. So they may interrupt this video. To save time, I'm going to use the camcorder audio instead of doing the VO later. So it was a great TFCon. It was a wonderful time. The only thing is that I feel old and lonely. I was all alone at this con. I didn't know anybody there, except for maybe Gary Chalk. I don't know. He's a good acquaintance. No, I didn't really know anybody. So next year I got to bring somebody with me. But I am getting a bit old for this. I got to say, not a lot of G1 fans there on the Saturday, and I was only there on the Saturday. Of course, I got to meet Mr. Stan Bush, who signed my Transformers the movie, for which he did 2 songs. He sang Dare, and he sang and wrote You Got the Touch, of course. And they reprised that song at the end of the film, so they get to play that song twice. Stan was really, really cool, really nice and easy to talk to, very approachable. Very willing to sign this and even go on camera with me for a bit. So, so I will show that off in a minute. I do apparently say TFCon Toronto 2023 or something. I don't know. It's a brain fart, but you only get one shot, So what are you gonna do? But yeah, it was a wonderful encounter though. It was a great little signing. It wasn't an interview. It was a signing. It was a meeting. It was that kind of a video. So I'm going to show that off at the end of this merch video here, showing off all these autographs from all the past TFCon guests, some of which are no longer with us, like Wally Burr. And I also have to point out Vince DiCola up here in the top left. I met him a couple of years ago. So thank you so much, Stan, for signing that. And we had a wonderful little conversation. Now, I got to look at the back of this here and talk about Mr. Victor Caroli, who was also there. He was the narrator of the Transformers. He's the voice of the Transformers. And since I basically ran out of room on the front, we'll get him to start on the back here. And so we'll get a few more in the future, hopefully as well. It's quite the item. I don't know if it's unique, but it may be unique in terms of the combination of autographs. But no, Victor was really cool. I really, really loved him, and he was a very sweet man. Got him on camera briefly as well, and so I'll show that off as well in a minute. It really is just a minute of him, signing the DVD right there. So Victor Caroli, the voice of the Transformers, the narrator of all those commercials and everything. I guess the most famous quote may be, it is the year 2005, that kind of stuff. But so he's that guy, he's that voice. And I also met Bob Budiansky, the writer and creator of many of these Transformers, at least the Americanized version. For Marvel. We had a wonderful conversation about, him being one of the writers of my childhood, along with Larry Hama and others. I got issue 30 here from 1987, and he signed it for me. That was really cool of him to do that. Thank you, Bob. And just a great conversation off camera. Just a pleasure to meet him, as he created so many names for Transformers as well. Probably Hound is one of them. So I'm going to zoom in on the... Yeah, there we go. That's better. I'm trying to get the glare off it. So Autobot Hound here from 1986. He was barely in the movie, of course. They didn't really have time for him or many of those 1984 Transformers. The Army Jeep, of course, he was originally voiced by Ken Sansom. He said nothing in Transformers the movie. He had no lines, but he appeared on the planet. He appeared on planet Earth first, and then he was in the shuttle with Optimus after, so... I don't know, maybe a continuity error, maybe not. Maybe he ran up to the shuttle to meet Optimus. Who knows? But I don't question stuff like that. It's a Transformers movie, But this one's really great. This is a really great toy. It's very much like the G1 toy. And let's see if we can get that in focus. Yeah, so there's your Jeep mode. So very much like are pretty much identical, I would say, to the 84 original. The colors may be a tad brighter, perhaps, but yeah. This is the windowless packaging here, but that's okay. It shows them off really well there. And yeah, I can't wait to crack open this puppy, this hound. Yeah, fantastic toy. He's got his stats right there. You can use one of those red decoder strips to see the stats better. And yeah, I thought, what the hell? I'm at a Transformers convention. Why not buy a Transformer, right? Why not? And I also bought a G.I. Joe at a much better price than I've ever seen in stores or online, you know, anywhere. This Battle Android Trooper, it comes with an extra head. And watch the focus there. Yeah, pretty awesome. Yes, so the Cobra Battle Android Trooper. Yeah, the Bat. The B-A-T. Very nice design. I really like the Crimson Bat, and I really like the Arctic Bat as well, but for God's sake, I can't buy them all. I only have a certain limited amount of budgeting here that I can do for action figures. So, yeah, G.I. Joe Classified, they're pretty cool. I like the retro line as well, but I'm not going to collect all of those either, or even most of them, or even half of them, because who has the time, money, and room? Not me lately, working a lot. So, anyway, I had a great time, again, at TFCON 2024, not 23, 24, and yeah, big thanks to Colin, Douglas, and you know, Phil and everybody. I didn't really get to say hi to those guys. I never do. They barely know me. They probably remember me and know that I've done some great promotions for the con over the years. Like I said, you know, this is my 10th TFCon, so man, I was, oh yeah, such a big fan. But I got to bring people next year. You know, I'm like going there alone. I don't want to go alone anymore. Just showing up the lonely loser. Hey guys, what's going on? I'm in my 40s. But anyway, no, it's always a blast. The people were great. Gary Chalk is a saint, of course. You know, the man is a national treasure. So I got to interview him, and if you tune into my channel, you will see that one interview that I got. You know, last year I got several interviews, and this year I thought, okay, I'm just going to get one interview. You know, I don't want to seem like stealing any of their thunder, you know, from their own videos. So definitely subscribe to TFCON's YouTube channel as well, and you'll see all the great Q&As from the Toronto cons as well as the American cons, like in LA and all over the place. The next one, I believe, is in Baltimore, and I believe they have recently booked Peter Cullen, if I'm not mistaken. Man, I'd love to see him again in the Toronto area. Yep, I never met Peter Cullen. I'd love to. Either him or bring back Michael Bell or Neil Ross or somebody, you know, somebody we haven't seen in a while, right? So we'll see. But I thank you guys so much. TFCon, whatever you do, whoever you book next year, I'll probably come and see them and you know, pay the usual selfies and things like that and autographs. But that's all for this video, guys. I'm going to throw now to my quick little videos, signing videos with Stan Bush and Victor Caroli. All right, guys. This is Neil, and until next year, till all are one. Hey guys, here we are at TFCon Toronto 2024 with the great Victor Caroli, the narrator of a company.
Thanks for coming, buddy.
Thank you.
I'm going to just see if I can sign this. I hope it's legible because my handwriting really sucks.
No, you got it. You got the whole back to yourself there, Victor. Legendary narrator of the Transformers. Heard your voice on so many commercials growing up, collecting those toys. So
Well, see, now
that's great.
That's not really terribly legible, but
that's fine.
You just have to remember that that's my signature.
Yes. Oh, it's wonderful, and I thank you very much for that. That's wonderful,
Neil,
sir.
Pleasure to meet you, Neil.
Thank you for coming to TFCon.
Thanks for coming.
Hey everybody, I am back at TFCon Toronto 2023 with the legendary Stan Bush. Yes, he's got the touch. He fights to survive. What a great singer and songwriter. Thank you so much for signing my Transformers the Movie DVD. You're awesome. Thank you so much for coming to Mississauga, just outside Toronto. If I could, we all do, absolutely. Thanks to you. I mean, you're really one of the big soundtracks of our childhood, quite frankly, in terms of me, because I was an '80s baby, of course. One question I have to ask that probably people have asked you a million times, so I hate to ask it real quick.
what did you think when you found out about Boogie Nights and Dirk Diggler, Mark Wahlberg singing your song badly for comedic effect? What did you think of that?
Yeah, it was very cool. I told him as much. I met him about 5 years ago. Mark Wahlberg. Anyway,
Great.
it was funny.
Well, I'm glad you got a kick out of it. And again, I want to thank you so much for coming, Stan. You are awesome.
Thanks. Take care.